Welcome to the Let It Fly show inside the Let It Fly Sports Bar in the Capital District. I am Michael Severe. The guy next to me is Josh Jones. Of course, 3-time state champion at Omaha Central and Creighton Blue Jay. But we don't hold that against him ever on this show. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
All right, that's good. That's
hey,
good.
Listen, bro.
Yeah.
It just hit me as you were saying.
Uh-oh.
It's hard to win in general.
It's hard to win, man.
But winning 3 times.
It's hard.
I'm excited to talk about the things we're going to talk about today. I got Cortney Grixby on my mind, bro.
A good friend of mine was over at Central. This is about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And this is what he said to me. He goes, "What happened to them?"
Facts.
Because he's like,
he's not wrong,
he's
though,
like,
bro.
I see all these championships.
Yeah.
And they had like back to back to back. He goes, "What happened to them?"
Yeah.
I said, "It's not just them. It's Omaha public schools in general. You've had a downturn, especially after COVID." I was trying to explain it to him.
Yeah.
But man, the run that you guys had over periods, Coach Reed was there and Coach Ball both were there.
Coach Ball.
So 2-1 state championships.
For sure.
And you're like, they're pretty far right now away from
I agree.
getting to that point
But
again.
the thing about that is, man, like when you're at a place like Central, it don't matter what's really going on. Like, it's going to be an uproar.
Oh, it's the expectation.
Yeah, man.
It's the expectation.
And as a Central alum, like, I always watch Central close, and I feel like I'm curious to figure out the answer of what happened to them. You know, it's not about winning state. I'm just saying in general. Like
basketball at the Exponent, I guess it's you have a coach that's really dominant, then leaves.
Yeah.
Then you have a little downturn. He tries to come back and turn it on again with Coach Behrens.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's possible to go back home like that. I think it's hard, man.
It is hard.
It's hard. Once you've left, well, you saw it. Your coach left for a couple minutes and went to Arkansas and came back. I don't know if it was the same.
Nah,
I don't know if it was the same.
But the thing is, from my experience about Coach Altman, bro, this is like facts. I never will forget. We playing against Northern Iowa, and they are calling out our plays and running our sets.
Really?
It's like he had the same methodical offense at that time.
Yeah.
And like the Valley, he was ahead of his time at one point, and then the Valley caught up to
with
him.
Yeah.
And it was time for him to leave.
Okay. No, I completely understand.
That was his case.
Yeah, I just meant when he went to Arkansas, I don't think coming back was it ever the same as it was. It's very tough.
And there was some dark years too.
I know they were. I was here. I was at some of the games. We are live, as mentioned, inside the premier upscale sports bar you're going to find in Omaha, in Nebraska, in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Let It Fly, which is, of course, located down in the Capital District. A lot of good things coming this week. So here's what we got on the schedule.
Let's go.
Friday night, Nebraska volleyball, in my opinion, the best team.
The best team. I told you don't go 92,003 and don't win a national championship.
Against, you mean the amount they had? Michigan State.
Yeah.
That's at 6. At 7, you got Creighton versus Marquette.
Yeah.
2 of the top teams.
For sure.
In the Big East.
That's going to be fun.
You got Nebraska football, of course, the big one against Illinois at 7 o'clock on FS1. Right here inside the bar.
Like, we can talk about Michigan, whatever, but I feel like this game is gold.
They need this, man.
This
they
is a
need
statement
this.
game.
Creighton volleyball in DePaul on Saturday. Nebraska volleyball versus Michigan on Saturday. College football watch parties.
Yep.
NFL watch parties. Brunch. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Chiefs Vikings on Sunday. And as always, industry night, 9 p.m. to close on Sunday. Reserve a table.
Yeah.
Because if you come here on a Saturday and be like, I was going to get me a table. Look at all these people in here.
You know what's crazy?
Reserve a table.
Here at Let It Fly at the sports bar, you can watch anything you want.
Pretty much.
Like
not porn.
Like, yeah.
Everything but that.
This guy is funny, dog.
Pretty much anything else.
That's why you're my guy,
You can do whatever you need.
Hey, look.
Watch whatever else.
It's so many TVs. It's like, what do you want to watch?
If they don't have it, you probably shouldn't be watching it.
Exactly.
That should be the theme right there.
I know.
Also coming up, I have a friend that's very excited about this because he's made thousands of dollars playing Madden.
Okay.
There is a Madden tournament starting. Exclusive giveaways, cash prizes, food and drink specials. It's on Tuesday nights. The league starts October 24th this month.
All right.
You want to sign up, it's a $100 entry fee.
Yeah.
But it pays out big cash if you win it.
Yeah.
My boy Tyler, he's one of the top 25 Madden players in the country.
Dang.
In the country.
Wow.
He going to come here and going to rock it.
Yeah, I'm not a gamer. I'm not a gamer, man.
Either, but I'm going to cheer on Tyler.
Yeah, for sure.
Go Tyler.
Right.
Favorite dish of the week.
For me?
You don't be copying mine. I told you what I got. All you got to do every week is go on the website and pick one dish.
It's this phrase, y'all, called "See What Had Happened."
I don't ask you.
He told me about his favorite dish. I said, "Man, that might be my favorite."
That's not your favorite dish.
No,
all you have to do is go on
facts,
every week.
Facts, yeah,
go on the menu. Here's my favorite dish. So it's called the all-day breakfast sandwich.
Yeah, definitely.
I asked if they wanted to make it so we could show it, but Phil coming up short as usual. $12. Broach.
Go ahead.
You got a bun, fried egg.
Yeah.
This amazing bacon.
For sure.
It's like thick.
I'm a breakfast guy. Is that your favorite time of the day?
I'm probably. Let me be wishy-washy. Brunch.
I feel you.
Brunch is probably my favorite because I like occasionally to have like a really good bread sandwich or breakfast at the same time. Crispy onions, hash browns, all of that. It's a big, nice-looking sandwich. I wish I could show it to you, but again, Phil.
Right.
Served with house fries, just $12.
Man, you can't beat that. I'm just thinking about breakfast,
Pretty
bro.
good. It did. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, you come for brunch, you get breakfast.
Yeah. Let's just say the breakfast because I like what he like.
Brunch breakfast?
Yeah, I like what he like. I haven't tried that yet. And that's why I was like, man, that might be my favorite dish.
It's solid, man. It's really good. I had it a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
I think they had just put it on the menu. I think they had just put it on the menu, and I had it.
Yeah.
Here's what we got coming up on the show for you today.
Yeah.
We got the opponent breakdown with Illinois.
Yep.
We'll touch on Michigan for what's less than a second? Like a millisecond?
Yeah, it ain't really.
We'll touch on Michigan for just a second.
Yeah.
Get into Illinois breakdown. We'll have keys for you, game picks, and we'll talk to one of your boys.
Let me ask you this, though, just simply about Michigan.
Ask me.
Are they the best football team in the country?
I think overall, defense, offense, special teams.
Yeah.
I think there's an argument to be made that they're the best.
Mm-hmm.
They're not the best offense.
No.
It's probably Washington.
No, they're struggling at
They're not the best defense.
Right.
There are better defenses out there. But completely,
from
top to bottom, and depth-wise.
So you think they play complete games?
I put them at number one. So I vote every Sunday morning
on
the FAA Top 16. It's the Football Writers Association.
All right.
And I put them one.
Yeah, for sure.
I was only me and four other guys put them one. Everybody left Georgia there. I just think if you watch them, do they play 4 quarterbacks?
I know.
First of all, they traveled 4 quarterbacks.
Yes.
And they played 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And 3 of them got points.
Yeah, but that was one of the things that I was thinking. I was like, man, these guys are so talented.
They got depth, man.
Their depth is crazy.
Their backfield, loaded. You know, we have a 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Their wide receivers, not big name guys, but they're 3-4 deep on wide receiver. I like their tight end. Their offensive line's coming around, playing pretty well. And their defense is just steady.
But it's teams like that don't win it all.
Sometimes. But you know what?
You
heard the idea of like the reason why the turtle beats the hare in the race is because the turtle is steady.
For sure.
He's just consistent.
Yeah.
And that's what they are.
Yeah, I think Harbaugh.
They're not going to give you a lot of bad performances.
Why is there always uproar and talks about him leaving?
Oh, because he was in the NFL before, and he was successful with the Niners. And anytime someone's successful in college or any position, they always want to have you go to the next level.
Word.
That's all. I mean, I don't think it's because
he out of there if he win it. You know that, right?
I do not know that. I don't know if he wants to go back to the NFL. The NFL is as cutthroat as college is.
Yeah.
NFL's 3 times as cutthroat.
Dang.
Look at people. You got coaches that win Coach of the Year, and a year later they fire.
I mean, we heard
you
from
got coaches that win championships, and 2 years later they fire.
Kenny Bell was kind of telling us about how
I'm telling you, man, it's cutthroat in the NFL. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm not guaranteeing that he's leaving. But here's your good news.
Yep.
The good news is they're not going to play another team as good as Michigan the rest of the year.
Ohio State better keep winning.
Well, they're not playing. Nebraska's not playing Ohio State.
No, I'm talking about Michigan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be good for them.
My bad.
Yeah, I'm just saying the good news for Nebraska is they're not going to play anybody like Michigan.
No.
Nobody has that kind of offensive line, that kind of defensive line.
No.
They're not going to play that again.
No.
Matter of fact, the rest of the teams on their schedule, nobody's ranked at this point.
Right.
Probably the best team left on their schedule is maybe Maryland at this point. Maybe it's Wisconsin. So there should be some good stuff ahead.
So there can be a bowl game.
There should be. There should be.
Look at the optimistic hope I got.
Hey man, I always got a little optimism. Let's look at Illinois.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So Luke Altmaier's their quarterback.
Okay.
Dual threat, runs pretty well, got pretty decent arm. Here's the thing though, they played 5 games.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some math for you.
Yeah, let's do it.
If not, you can always ask Meg to give you phone a friend. Okay. So listen, 5 games they played, right? And they've given up 21 sacks. How many sacks a game have they given up? Just approximately.
Like 3?
So they've played 5 games. They've had 21 sacks. They've given up.
I just tried to do some division.
How many sacks a game? That's 4 a game.
I thought I
they're
said
giving
3.
Up 4. Yeah. They're giving up 4 a game.
Yeah, I said 3.
They do not.
I was close. Yeah. But that's crazy though. That's crazy.
I was close.
Yeah.
My math teacher in 7th grade.
Man,
her name
math
was
ain't my
Sister
thing, bro.
George.
Sister
George. Her real name was Mary Pussatary. I joke not.
Hey, that's
she
crazy.
She was a sister. She was already 100 when I knew her. She looked that way, at least. She wasn't really 100.
Yeah.
If you'd have said you got close, she would have hit you so hard with a stick. And nobody would have done nothing.
Hey, look,
Parents wouldn't have done nothing. Principal wouldn't have done nothing.
I got 3 favorite letters.
You said 3.
USD.
The USD. University of South Dakota?
That's the bank account. That's the bank account.
That's the dollars you know?
That's what I know.
Okay,
That's the math I know.
That's the one you know.
The bank account.
She'd have lost it on you. Anyway, so that just shows you.
Yeah.
Even though Nebraska the last 2 weeks have struggled getting
United States
passer,
dollars.
they've struggled getting which is down right now, by the way. It's kind of scary. They've struggled getting to the pass for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But this is a team that's given up sacks to everybody.
Which is crazy.
So
you
hope
talking about like on some like Shador Sanders type?
Exactly. I mean, that dude's averaged like 7 a game.
No.
7 sacks a game. They got big old running back Josh McCray.
We 7-8 away. I'm right.
7-8 away from winning the game. They got. Remember how when we were talking about Louisiana Tech?
I like throwing the
like three.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
20 divided by 5 is 4.
No, go ahead.
So
go
anyway,
ahead,
you got. So you know how back when we were talking about Louisiana Tech,
yeah,
they had like one player that really scared you.
Smoke.
Right. Well, they got Baby Juice.
Baby Juice.
They got Isaiah Williams.
Okay.
They had a guy years ago named Juice Williams.
All right.
This is Lil Juice.
Oh, no, he like that.
Lil Juice.
Yeah.
And same name, Isaiah Williams, no relation.
Yeah.
You got to watch out for him.
Okay.
Catches the ball, runs back, punts, does everything. You got to watch out for him. He's a big deal.
But shut him down, then.
I think you shut him down as long as you don't let McCray, the running back, run for a bunch of yards on you.
Yeah.
You're pretty good. You got to keep the quarterback in the pocket too. But that'll be part of the keys of the game.
Right.
Their offensive line. I just told you they gave up 21 sacks.
Yeah.
The offensive line struggled.
Yeah.
There's a bus. The bus is yellow, and it's struggling.
Right.
That's their offensive line.
Yeah.
They're on the struggle bus. Defense.
Yeah.
Only 5-man front we're going to see all year. This is a team that literally will line up 5 guys on the defensive line and come at you. That's tough because
it is.
Every single guy is covered.
But it's tough also because I just go back to games where it's like one-on-one coverage on the blitz and we get beat. Like I'm scared of that type of stuff.
I think it's harder personally to defend a pass rush that you don't know where it's coming from.
For sure.
You know where they're coming from. Now, they only have 7 sacks.
Dang.
Now, they've been okay running a little bit run defense lately, but Purdue got after them.
Yeah.
Penn State got after them.
But they're consistent though, right?
Well, they're consistently not consistent.
Okay.
That's what they are. They're consistently not consistent.
Okay.
They got 2 really good defensive linemen. One guy, number 4, is considered to be a first-round pick. Listen to this name. J-E-R apostrophe, you know how much I like apostrophes.
Yeah.
Z-G-A-N.
Jerzagon. Oh, Jerzagon.
Jerzagon Newton.
What's the origin?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna look that up.
What are we spelling? Like,
I mean, you put me in math class.
I need the origin. I need the origin of that word. Put it in a sentence. Yeah. Jerzagon Newton is a good defensive lineman. Yeah, I'll put it in a sentence.
No disrespect though, bro.
No, it's an interesting name. I
got some respect.
I like apostrophes. They're not great in coverage.
Yeah.
Their cornerbacks aren't good in coverage from everything I've watching them on tape.
Okay.
And I think Nebraska's tight ends could have a big day.
For sure.
I think the tight ends, there's a lot of tight ends on the roster.
Yeah.
Obviously, Thomas Fidoni's the number 1 guy.
Yeah.
But I think they could have a good day with their tight ends.
You know, this is one of them games where I don't even think I got a score prediction, man.
You have to. Here's the things you have to do every show. You got to pick a dish. And you got to have a score prediction.
Okay.
That's it. I'm not going to require you to do math every show.
I just feel myself
score
like.
Score prediction.
I just feel myself with the Kool-Aid,
everybody's
man.
Like, then do that.
It's like 50 first dates. I'm like, oh, man, the Huskers, let's get it.
That's fine.
Huskers, let's get it.
Pick whatever you feel.
Man.
You know what the thing is? It's not going to cost you any money.
Except for Michigan. I knew he wasn't going to win that.
It's not going to cost you any money.
Yeah.
It's not going to cost you any props. Nobody cares.
For sure.
We just do it as part of the show.
All right.
At the end of the show, I'll give a score.
And I'll give a score.
And that's how it'll work.
I got you.
Yeah. But coming up, one of your guys.
My guy.
Central Eagle.
No. My guy.
This is your guy.
This is my guy. Yeah.
Number 1 guy?
He up there.
Number 1?
He up there, bro.
Okay.
It's my guy.
Cortney Grixby.
For sure.
A guy who at 5 foot.
7,
170 pounds.
I'll give him that.
Balled in the Big 12.
He balled.
Balled in the Big 12. We're going to chat with him next when we come back here on the Let It Fly Show. Welcome back to the Let It Fly Show. We are joined by, let me just read this off here, 49 career games, 37 starts, 147 tackles, 32 career pass breakups, number 6 in Nebraska history. And he also was an academic guy, too. He made good grades. Cortney Grixby joining us here on the Let It Fly Show. How you doing?
Say it. We gets active.
We gets very active.
Yeah.
We gets very active.
How you been, man?
I've been great, man. Just living, working, taking care of this family, trying to do my part in the community.
Tell us about your work. I know I seen you over there with the Junior Eagles, but what else you doing?
Yeah, so my company is Prolific Innovative Care. So we do we have a contract with juvenile probation. We do we do family support and gang intervention in the city, and just trying to do my part, man, to give back, man, make a difference with these kids.
Wow.
Hey, can we dial back to the Junior Eagles?
Oh, yes, definitely.
How, like, obviously we know how you got into that. For people who don't know, Central legend, but like, how did you run into that? And like, what's keeping the sustainability?
Man, it was crazy. I got into it kind of by accident.
Yeah.
You know, I had a younger kid. I had a group of kids that we were playing football, doing a lot of flag stuff, and we were looking for tackle football opportunities. And the landscape of youth football had changed. You know, we were the North Omaha Bears, and you had these teams.
Yeah.
And it kind of went to the more of the feeder program type stuff. So I'm like, well, shoot, if it's feeder programs, who has the Central Eagles? You know.
Yeah.
So I ended up reaching out to them. They actually put me on their board, and then that was year one. I think Sears, he's 8th grade. He was in 2nd grade at the time. We went back, and the next year started. We find out that they had like a $40,000 lien.
Oh wow!
On their, you know, it was crazy. And so it was 3 board members left over. We had one of the board members wrote a check, put his business up because he wanted to do something for the kids.
Wow.
Asked if I could be a part of it and kind of just do the day-to-day operations, man. And I said most definitely, you know, to keep it sustained. So.
It seemed like he did it because he believed in you.
Man, hey, from a sustainability standpoint, we broke it down to 2 teams that first year. We've gotten it back up to about 5 now. So
nice.
Usually around that 130 to 150 kid mark, which is real good for us and how we can sustain. But it's volunteer work. Don't get a penny for it. And, you know, the parents and the kids that believe in what we're doing, that's how we sustain.
For sure.
Before we get more with former Husker and Central Eagle, this by the way is the all-day breakfast sandwich. We mentioned it in the first segment. The bacon, the egg, the hash brown, all of that together. Rocher bun.
Yeah, we was up here debating on who's going to box it.
Who's going to box it and take it home?
I think I'm a box that up.
Yeah.
You are the guest. You are welcome to do that. Sure. Tell me about growing up in Omaha and what was the best part about it?
Man, just the growing up in Omaha, man, and it was, you know, North Omaha.
Sure. You know, we got to throw that out there.
He
know.
But growing up in North Omaha, I think it was just more that sense of community, sense of belonging. Also, man, just a sense of a chip on your shoulder, man, just coming from, you know, a smaller town and being, you know, a minority in this city. It was something that that we took pride in. And I tell people all the time, man, it's like, you know, you can't take you put a North Omaha kid anywhere, man, and they gonna come out.
I always tell people, like, it's in us, it ain't on us.
Yes.
Like, we don't play for a sense of pride of who we playing against. It's just how we grew up, and the pride within competing with each other. It's just when we play against other people, and as I'm saying this, you got to think about Bud Crawford, Niles Paul, Sean Prater. It's the pros that came out of the area. I mean, even when we play, like, we played because of how the culture was set inside of our neighborhoods. And you essentially, bro, like, you come from the old school. Like, I'm hoping you still instilling that into those Junior Eagle kids.
Oh man, competing. You know, and we have conversations and we talk with our kids, man. Especially with my older group now that's 8. I mean, they're 13 years old.
Like 8th graders?
So they're 8th graders, going to be 9th graders. Conversations that we have is sticking together, you know, being getting around kids that are doing the same things that you're doing.
For sure.
Competing on an everyday basis, not just in sports, but in life, in school, in different things, man. And actually letting them know, man, when you walk out, man, you represent something. Your name, you represent your family, and just trying to instill that in them, man, is like I said, it's an ongoing process, man. But I mean, it's something that I do enjoy for sure.
You know, we talk about the teams that are really good. Like Westside is a great team. Obviously, they got great facilities. But the reason why this team is so good, those kids have been together since 6th, 7th grade. I know Caleb and those. They all hung out together. They all played multiple sports together. They all chose to go to Westside. And this 2024 class is crazy.
We got to get
the same thing can happen with you guys. Obviously, I mean, you know, Central's coming back. They're much better this year than they were last year.
Yeah.
You bring those junior Eagles in there, then of course they're even better.
See, this is why I got to pivot, and this is why I say he's my guy. I'll take you back to 2000 and I say like 2003.
Okay.
Josh Jones, Chris Griffin, Ronell Grixby. We can name a few more that kind of came, later on. But that formula you said.
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, but
Play
also
together.
go deeper. Talk about your class.
Before that, our 04 class that came in when really that basketball, when Central was so known for the football. And we had a great class in football, but quietly that class in basketball, you got to think that group had been together since, we probably were like
I thought it was sixth grade. I thought it was sixth grade.
Yeah.
And you had the likes of me, Carl White, at the time, Brandon Gunn, Rico Washington, Davon White.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got about 6 of us in that basketball class who were probably 6 of the top 10 to 15 players in that class.
Yeah.
All went to Central, and we added to a group that was already a very talented senior group.
Yep.
Junior senior group. Our sophomore year was one of our better years when you had the Chris Coons, the Skylar Thomases, you had Mark LaFleur, you had you had a JaVale.
Was
and,
Andrew Ford there?
Andrew Ford. You had all of them, those 5 seniors. And we had a very good team, and I think that kind of set that culture where Eric was just really learning as a young coach with us, and it just transitioned with you guys following after that Rebel squad.
Yeah.
And, you guys took it to a whole nother level,
So
man.
what you're saying, that's the form. If people really want the formula of what winning culture comes like, it comes from the youth program, sticking with each other.
Yeah, look at the junior Jays going into the Creighton Prep. Look at Millett North, had the same kids running the same system. It's just got to fortify it. Was it always you were going to follow your older brother to Nebraska, or were there other places
That's
you
a
looked?
good question.
Oh, man.
I don't think I ever asked you that.
Man, that was that process, man, and this was crazy. I just had this conversation with last night. It was crazy because somebody asked me this.
Yeah.
And it wasn't an easy choice.
What was your options? Your top options?
My top options came down to, it was Iowa, Kansas State, Nebraska, Notre Dame, and then it was UCLA.
I can see you at Iowa.
Yep, Iowa was the first team that offered me. As a sophomore, which was crazy, and
same position.
It was same position to play corner
because you was quarterback at
quarterback
Central.
and corner, right?
Yeah. UCLA and Notre Dame actually wanted me to play receiver.
Okay.
Ty Willingham, he was very adamant about that. That they wanted me to come in and play receiver. That's where they saw me. As a good fit. And it really came down to those last 2. I took a official visit with Bo Pelini to Nebraska, and it felt like home. And I was kind of, but I was just hearing kind of the the rumblings and all of that, and so I kind of waited a little bit longer.
Right.
Ty Willingham and Notre Dame came in and really put the full court press on me, man. And I think everybody in my family wanted me at Notre Dame.
Dang.
I always say David Hunt should have gone Notre Dame too.
Everybody in my family wanted me at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And I remember coming back.
How'd you tell your mama?
Well, man, I had planned a visit to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So I canceled I had Notre Dame, then I had UCLA like the week after. Callahan had just got his just passed the recruiting test.
Yeah.
He flies right into Central, and we meet in the little
I know,
room, man,
the laundry room in the middle.
It's just, we just me and him down there, and he said, "Do not commit on your visit. Take an unofficial visit back down here." And he convinced me. I said, "You know what? My mindset was kind of set with really Ty Willingham in Nebraska." And I took that unofficial visit back down there, man, and it just kind of felt I had my roots. I just knew everybody. Deontay was already there.
Was there a specific game going?
Nope, it was no game. There was no game
That's
going.
even crazier.
It was just me going down there, man, and really just kind of meeting those coaches, man. Coach Blake, rest his soul. Coach Turner. Those two really had an intricate part in my recruitment.
What was it
his
about
story's
Notre Dame?
almost exactly, by the way, the same as Tommy Frazier.
Dang.
Tommy was going to go to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And his mom said, no, you said you would go to a visit from Nebraska first. And he went to the visit to go to Nebraska, and he changed his mind and went to Nebraska because he was going to Notre Dame.
All these years, I never knew this.
Yeah, man, and it was close. I sat in that basement for about a day, and if anybody remember, if you go back to look at my, I still remember. I got the paper. I'm hugging my dad, rest his soul, in that picture on the front page. Yeah. I had on a Hawks hat turned backwards, a throwback Hawks, Dominique Wilkins Hawks uniform. Jersey on, and I had woke up that morning. No, I woke up that night, and I was like, it was late at night, and I told my dad and my mom, said, I'm ready to commit. They was like, well, where you going? I was like, I'm going to Nebraska. So I called Coach Turner that night and committed. Mm-hmm. And we got up in the morning. It was a snowstorm. Dang. School was canceled. Yeah. And we drove into
so you couldn't even get the love for it.
Man, we drove into Central, man. It was a big snowstorm, and everybody came out for the commitment.
They still came.
Yep, and that's when it was. It was all the news. Well, all the news came.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It was
all the media. Yeah. Yep. So it was one of those. It was a good moment though.
You know, listening to you, a lot of loss in your life. You mentioned losing your pops. I mean, John Blake was such an influence to so many players and media too. I love that man. You lose your younger brother. Mm-hmm. How does that changed you in those couple of years since then?
Man, it's like I said, it's a day-to-day struggle. It's a day-to-day battle. I'm not even gonna say a struggle. Yeah. You know, it's more of a day-to-day battle. But
you're fighting.
Yep. Just looking at my nephews and and his boys and seeing what's left and just going around and seeing the support that that my younger brother has always had, even from my father and my family. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's been. Like I said, the community helps you every day that you go through.
Because you hear the stories.
You hear the stories. You hear the support. You hear the people that come up to talk to you. Mm-hmm. Man, it's like what they've instilled in me or what I've taught, especially learned from my dad, but even learning lessons from Ronell. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, man, you talk to him and say, man, hey, I would be a fool to think that I'm going to shut it down and not – have to prosper through this.
I like hearing you say that, man, because it sounds like you found a sense of peace. Mm-hmm. And I get a sense of peace hearing you have a sense of peace. Mm-hmm. And for me, I guess my question is, what's your perspective on watching me and your brother and Chris, do the things, not just what we did at Central, but just in general? Like, what was it like watching him amongst us as his peers? That was something, man. If anybody and you go back to seeing them state games and stuff. Oh, we see you on TV.
Oh, man, I was hyped, and I would be at I would come up to the games, man, basketball season. We done with football season and all of that. We'd come up, and I just remember I would sit middle row front, opposite side from
and they always cut the camera to you, bro.
Always, you can hear me. Just seeing that, man, and, the growth that you guys had at such a young age, you got to think, man.
We wanted to be like y'all, bro.
But y'all had a continuity that was unmatched. Like it was like every piece that y'all had, y'all just fit. That team.
Your brother
when
was
everybody
big on
compares teams and eras, and we always go back and where you say from an overall perspective, we had maybe a more talented team.
Y'all did,
but we definitely didn't have the continuity that you guys had. And so just seeing that growth and seeing how you guys just prospered from year one. And then, where it came out of nowhere. It was like championship in year
in a year when we wasn't supposed to win. Hey,
that you weren't
Derek
supposed to
Russell transferred.
Yeah.
Avery
From
Tyler. Yeah. Avery Tyler, I think that was junior year. No, he transferred.
It was just y'all. It was you guys, Ben Klein and Zoe, and Tim Kanger. Tim Kanger and
Rodney Grace.
Rodney Grace.
Yeah, because Avery Tyler, I think about him a lot. He went to Bryan. He was one of the best players in the state. Yep. Derek Russell was a walking double-double. We had no chance in people's eyes. Yeah. We never not believed, but I'm trying to tell you, and I'm not just saying this because you here. Your brother, I always say this to Michael, he's probably the greatest youth basketball player I've ever seen in my life. But as an actual person, he's the most competitive person I've ever. Ronell would do things like, if Ronell either had to dive on the ground, throw a chair, shoot the shot. He'd do whatever it
kicked
took.
Out the game.
Yeah,
whatever it was going. Whatever it was going to do, he was going to do it for the win.
Yeah. and that's what I think. He was our leader, and like, don't get me wrong. Like, my role was to like score the points and facilitate certain things like that. We all played our role, but his role was the glue. Mm-hmm. And we were a different team whenever we didn't have him on. You know,
yeah.
But he was a fire that never got put out, bro.
Yeah.
And
would you guys call him Chunk?
We called him
And
Chunk.
he was
Chunk.
He had this athleticism at his size. You watch him, you're like, dude,
crazy.
how is he? How is he doing?
I'm trying to tell you, man.
His size.
Hey, listen, he was like Rynell to me was. I haven't seen a kid. There's more athletic talent now than it was like when we were coming up, but I haven't seen anybody with heart that matches his.
Oh man, that was the biggest thing, man. It was no quit. I mean, it was
never
nothing.
quit. You know, he was so competitive. We never played on the same team in practice.
Oh really?
He wanted to beat Garvey. Yeah, I'm like, bro, quit fouling.
He sound like Bud Crawford.
Yeah, but I will say this, and I'm saying this on camera because it's important. And I said this at his funeral. You would not know Josh Jones today, and I'm not just saying this because you was there. It would not be Josh Jones of who I was as a athlete if it wasn't for Cortney Grixby. I always wanted to be as great or better than him because he was so talented, and like he made it sure that you knew he was better. And so he instilled a chip into me to make me never quit. So imagine a worker had to put in to be as good.
Yeah.
Oh man,
you know,
it was he was gonna do that, man, and it was just, man, it was when you guys went, and then the sustainability of it. Year in, when y'all went from the Hunters to the Hunted.
I know.
You know, and it was like, and to still be able to go, I mean, winning 3 state titles.
Right.
And then you got to think, Rynell went and won a football title, too.
Yeah, football, basketball, track, our team.
It was like crazy. It's like, man, you think about a high school career, man.
He got one of the greatest.
I'm hard pressed to see how many had that
not
much.
That good. Not that good.
And had 1,000 yards plus and 1,000 points in basketball.
It was crazy.
Cortney Grixby joining us, of course, former Central Eagles. We've been talking about, of course, Nebraska Cornhusker. Let me get a what if for you. I think that somebody needs to write a what if book about Nebraska. But one of my favorite ones is, what do you think happens to you guys if you beat Oklahoma in 2006 in the Big 12 championship? Because you guys then, after that, put so much pressure on yourself in 2007 to beat USC.
That's the Malcolm Kelly year?
It was like that year. It easily could have won that game in Kansas City. It was ridiculously cold, but purified fumbles on the first play, basically. How different do you think you guys would have been if you win that game?
Man, I think just from the rhetoric would have changed around Callahan years, and I still think the Callahan years get a little bit too much of a
negative
spin,
a lashing, so to speak.
Yeah, and people don't understand. You're coming in that first year, you changing complete offenses. I mean, it was
the recruiting office changing everything. Yeah,
still went 5 and I think 6 that year.
5 and 6. Lost to Colorado.
Lost to Colorado. Had a chance to go to the bowl game. Yeah. We come out the second year. Probably had our best defensive years that year. That's when we had. Got to think. There was some guys. We had some guys on that defense.
Yeah, definitely.
Led the nation in sacks. Ended up having a little hurdle in the middle of the year where we got, I think, Kansas or somebody all of that. But then we tied for the North.
Yep.
Dang.
We tied for the North. Finished, I think, 8 and something, or
8-4,
whatever that was.
Then went and got Michigan.
Then when it got beat Michigan,
which is crazy.
Season number 2.
I know. I know.
With
that
all
team
that
was loaded too. Yeah,
loaded.
Michael Hart and Henney and
Then we come back the next year. We go to the Big 12
championship.
Lose that game. Lose to Auburn in the close one. Had a few games. The Texas game we had. That Texas
won that game.
That game was won.
Yeah.
We lost some top 5 games. Even not just that game, but think about Texas Tech. In sophomore year, the fumble.
In overtime.
Kevin Smith.
Yep. Iowa State game. Yep.
It's a few games that could have defined just how history. We kind of, it was seen, from how that Callahan era should have been. That last year was just, I think, just more of a turmoil and, like you said, that pressure.
I think if you guys win in 06, you're not making everything out of that USC game. Because that Ball State game, that was purely you guys being drained, in my opinion. Because you were better than Ball State, and it just, you could tell it. You could see you guys.
Yeah, that
just
USC,
worn out.
That USC game, though, was the defining moment. I always say that. I saw it in the locker room. Not only then, I saw it in the locker room.
Damn.
We saw it amongst coaches. We saw it amongst just how the interaction was from the day after that USC game that we lost.
That was a big game on TV, bro.
How we walked in and how we watched film and how the interaction from coaches were, all you could just see that split going. And then it was just, then you start hearing the rumblings. And it's like, at that point, it's like, F it. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. What about you got Coach Rule now? Have you had a chance to get down there or anything like that?
Yes, I have.
You one of those guys where I'll always be like, man, like I feel like when I be seeing him, like, bro, you know you're a Husker. It's like he don't really talk about it. Yeah, it's like, I mean, what is it going to take to get Cortney, back in that? I mean, it's a new era, man. What's the better time than now?
No, I really like what's going on down there. I've been down there. Like I said, you can see the incremental growth, in my opinion. I think that Rule is going to be able to get it done and get it sustained. And people have to understand it's not we want to. You see all the Dion stuff and all of that stuff going on now, man, and everywhere is not the same.
For sure, that's not.
This is where we got to build, and we got to build it the right way,
right? Like our way, just so to speak.
And really just create that culture and that foundation that I think he's creating, and you will be able to see that year in and year out.
What do you think of Malcolm Herzog? I think of you a little bit. I mean, he's not the athlete you were, but you guys about to say he is.
I love him.
I think he might be the toughest dude on the team.
I love him.
I think he's the toughest dude on the team. He'll back down from anybody.
13, I love. I'm gonna tell you that right now. 13, I love his willingness to compete at his size.
For sure.
His willingness to just, he's a fighter. He's aggressive. He's not turning down no hits, no tackles. He don't care if he's 6'5", 5'8". I love it.
We try to tell my guy Val over there about your traditional vertical leap over the Husker huddle. What started that? And looking back on that or whatever, man, what does those moments like that mean to you?
Man, just first off, to start it, the crazy part, I got to pay homage to a couple guys beforehand. You had Fade Washington.
Fabian Washington.
As Corey Ross used to do it.
Corey Ross shot. Yeah, right.
Now
he didn't get as high.
Now trust me, they didn't jump as far into the. It was it was just extra stuff.
Yeah, you was like that.
But it was just that. It was. I did it every game.
For sure.
And whenever we got done, I did it every game. But when we played Auburn that year in that bowl game, the camera just happened to span on it, and and from there it just kind of took off. And I'm like, oh man, they called me after the game. I had messages. I'm like, I said I did it every game, so it wasn't that big of a deal to me. But I mean, I didn't notice exactly who I jumped over. I mean, it was the 6'6", 6'7" lineman, clearing and going all the way into the middle of
no, you didn't jump over him. You jumped into the middle. There's a difference, bro.
It's a difference.
With pads on.
With pads on, no doubt about it.
But it was good.
Last one from me. Did you go to camp in NFL? Did you have any kind of little try-ins?
So we went. Started off with the Carolina
Panthers. Me and Ryan used to always talk about that.
That was a great experience. Left from there after they signed a bunch of corners back and went into camp with the Rams. So
St. Louis at the time.
Yep, St. Louis made it all the way down to that last cut. And, some injuries at that time. Steven Jackson got hurt. They had to bring in running backs. It was all that.
Yeah.
Left, sat here for a couple weeks, and then just signed a contract with the Montreal Alouettes. Yep. And
nice.
Was up there for about the remainder of that year, and came back, played some indoor, and then I said, let's try this coaching.
Let's
thing
live life.
Do you feel like you left it all on the field?
Man, I think I had some. I think I had a few years, man, where I could have gotten back into it, but at that point in time, man, it's like, shoot, this I had a
life
son,
is life,
and life is life,
Yeah,
for sure.
And it's like, nah, let's do this coaching, man, and I enjoy it, and I think I don't regret any of it. I got my health and my wits about me.
Exactly.
Yep. And so it's everything is for a reason. So that's
sure.
how I feel.
Yeah, I got 2 boys at Central. We appreciate you guys.
For sure.
We're looking forward over the next 4 years to see your
Most
kids come up and get some winning.
Why? Shout out to Coach Mackey.
Yeah.
But you ain't never
don't
thought.
Get in trouble.
I'm not.
Okay.
But I respectfully I can say anything.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
When you're an alum, it's family.
Yeah, you say whatever you want.
But I know you got a thing going with the Junior Eagles, but have you ever thought about and it's not about Mackey. My question is you never had an interest in being a head coach or coaching at Central for varsity or
that's always been an interest. Like I said, the timing and all of that stuff it always plays in a part.
You got a full-time job.
Yep, and it's just the timing of everything, man, always plays in a part. I was just happy to be able to see some individuals get in there that I knew was going to care about
that you
the
knew
community.
That
I knew that was going to go at it not saying anybody else didn't go 110%, but that had that pull to be able to get those kids can relate and
for sure.
Central pride too. They got pride.
Man,
it was. I was very happy. I was very happy for T-Mac, man, and those guys that got up there. That's why my full support has been there for them.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Me too. He coached me.
Yep.
Oh yeah, man.
He got me my job at the Salvation Army.
Yeah. Oh really?
Yeah, my guy.
Well, I was talking to Abdul before the game, and I'm like, "You guys are close, man. Just gotta
Very
focus,
yep.
discipline."
That's the crazy part. Me and him was on the
close.
phone, and the relationship that we have is very good. Like I said, man, they come out to the Junior Eagles.
Got
game
to.
Nice,
support. I was on the phone with Muhammad earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
He out there scouting.
Yep, just talking football. And just talking football and things. And he, like I said, they believe that they're very close. They're very young too.
They are very young.
Very young team.
Yep, outside of quarterback, but downtown needs a champion again.
Oh,
downtown needs a champion.
Come on, man.
Bring it downtown. Give me a downtown
Central,
champion.
man. He is Central fan.
I got 2 kids there. I'm a Central fan. I
We on the way. We on the way, baby.
I appreciate it.
We get
Courtney,
active.
man. We appreciate it, man.
I appreciate
Thank
you
for
guys
taking
for
the
having
time.
us, man.
It was
Yeah,
an
sure.
honor watching. I would back then with message boards back then, and people would be like, "He too small." Like, you guys stupid. Some of the greatest cornerbacks in NFL history weren't. Daryl Green wasn't a big man.
Yeah.
He was fast,
very
and that's what he
fast.
did. So
Yes.
we enjoyed watching you, man.
For sure, man. Appreciate you having me, man.
Thanks a lot.
Yep.
All right, welcome back. We appreciate Courtney Grixby.
My guy.
Grix.
Yeah.
Courtney without a U. He's Courtney without a U. My cousin Courtney was Courtny.
This
is no U. He's Courtney without a U. No U. So I typed his name up,
But he's still my guy.
and I went and checked, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, I'm misspelling his name."
Yeah,
because he's no U.
no,
Courtney.
it's no U.
It's like Terrence.
C-R,
Terrence only
yeah.
got 1 R.
Right,
Most
exactly.
Terrences
For
have
sure.
multiple R's. Our Terrence, Bud Crawford's got 1 R.
Right.
Yeah. I got an apostrophe. Keys to the game. Do you have your keys? I got my hold on.
To be honest, man,
keys.
like I said, man, I'm just kind of bland with this game. I just feel like it's been a busy week for me, bro.
Oh, I understand. Trust me. I live busy weeks. I understand what you're saying. I get it.
Tell you why, man. I've been planning a baby shower. Bro.
I heard that.
He
invited me. I'm gonna say this with him here. He invited me to a baby shower.
Yeah.
Brian going to no baby shower. He invited me to a baby shower on a Sunday.
No,
during the NFL. I'm not even RSVP, and this boy must be crazy. My wife might come though.
That's what I'm saying. See, I don't got her number.
My wife might come.
I don't got her number.
My wife might come.
I don't got her number.
My wife might. Chris might be there.
Yeah.
Me.
But you my guy.
I got 3 TVs in the basement.
Yeah.
You know why? Because football season is happening right here.
Yeah. But anyway, some keys to the game for me, man. Honestly, win. That's
win
all
the
I can
game,
say, bro.
Look, that's the number one key
bro.
every week. You know what? The best line from this week was from Matt Rule.
Okay.
When he was talking about the Michigan game and how they played on Monday.
Yeah.
And he said, "Judge us by how we do on Friday.
Wow.
Judge me. Judge the team. Watch on Friday. Watch us on Friday."
You do practice how you play, but sometimes it's like the luck of the draw against who you play.
Sometimes. Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
If King Val, right? Val Elvis. Went to the MMA. Okay. And trained real hard, right? And then took on the heavyweight champion of the world. How would he do?
He'll have a chance if he trains.
He got no chance whatsoever.
Mike Tyson lost odds 42-1.
He got no. That guy was a heavy. Buster Douglas was a heavyweight champion who had a long career. But he's never been in.
But he never said how long you train.
He could have trained his whole life. He's never had a fight. His first fight would be against the heavyweight champion in the world.
Okay, so if he had no fights,
even if he could train until 2089. He would not be able to beat the heavyweight champion.
Guy, bro.
He ain't bringing a rock. All I'm saying is that
I feel you,
Nebraska went against either the best or the second best team in college football. And I don't think they had, people talk about motivation or fire. They came across a team much better than them, and they got their asses kicked.
That's true.
That happens in life.
Let me ask you this.
That happens in life.
How did they prepare, though? Did they prepare with the mindset like, we don't got a chance?
I wasn't there. But I think even if they believed, even if they went and got a bottle and rubbed it 3 times and got a genie that came out, they weren't winning that game.
Is like that. They
weren't winning that game.
Right. I respect that.
Here's some keys to the game.
Yeah, I respect that.
Got themes to the game. First one is keep calm and carry on.
Word. Give me a scenario of that.
Keep calm and carry on. Here's the scenario.
Yeah.
Here's one of the things that I know about Illinois. Undisciplined. They have 7 penalties a game for 72 yards.
Okay.
They hit people out of bounds. They're offsides. They're just not very disciplined.
So I feel you.
So have Nebraska.
Yeah.
Just keep calm.
Yeah.
Play your game and don't fall into a game where you're going penalty for penalty with them.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't do that. They're averaging 7.5 penalties a game and 70 seconds. That's the bottom 20 of college football. That's the bottom 20.
That's a lot.
Don't do that. Yeah, they're going to hit you late. They had 9 against. They had 9 against Purdue for 83 yards.
Dang.
Stay out of that. Keep calm and carry on.
I wonder if they run for their penalties.
Ooh, I don't know.
I mean, because if you keep going and going and
you got to do something.
Yeah, man.
Right.
It's crazy.
Well, I think this is what they do. I think they coach to the echo of the whistle. I think they coach to be violent as they can. And sometimes when you coach that way, you go over the top. And that's what they do.
Greg Marshall?
Greg is a great example.
Yeah.
Although his wife is in the back right now calling somebody something racist. That woman, boy. Woo! You ever sit next to her? You're back.
Yeah, man.
If your bench, our media section was right in front of her.
He didn't like Coach Mack at all.
I was like this. Did you just call? Yeah, she was bad.
Yeah,
matter of fact, I have a picture of me sitting here and Dirk Challen sitting here and Dirk's like this.
Yeah, Dirk is funny.
Because she had just said something really inappropriate to the I think it was it the Oregon's player? She said something really inappropriate to a Hispanic player on one of the teams. I can't remember. Anyway, number 2 key. I mentioned this to you earlier. Get the ball to the tight end.
Yeah.
So far this season, they've given up 13 catches for 164 yards and 2 TDs. That's 12.6 yards a catch by tight ends.
Dang.
Get the ball to the tight ends. Fedoni, Borkacher,
bro, that's
whoever,
bad.
Lindenmeyer, whoever it is at tight end.
Yeah.
Get the ball to your tight end because they have trouble covering tight ends.
Okay.
And you know what? One of the most consistent. I know fantasy football player, are you?
My little brother is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't play anymore.
No, I know about it.
But here,
I know when he be getting the USD, I'll be like, man, I should play, dog. But I don't.
They do the rankings a lot of times defensively.
For sure.
And your defensive ranking against the quarterback or against wide receivers or running backs, it's kind of accurate. If it says you're bad against tight ends, you're not fixing that. You're bad against tight ends. They're bad against tight ends. Okay. Number 3, rush, but don't be rushing. Okay, rush.
I feel you,
but don't be rushing.
But you gotta let me know.
Here's what I'm saying. Okay, you got to get after Altmaier.
Yep.
Right. We mentioned 21 sacks.
Yep.
But if you get out of your lanes, he can run.
Yeah.
So you want to rush.
Yeah.
But don't be rushing.
Yeah,
don't be rushing. You don't want to allow him on 3rd down.
Yeah.
You get penetration. You leave a rush lane. He runs for a first down.
You got a key for Lil Juice?
Don't want to do that.
Is there a key to game to just stop Lil Juice?
That's the guy you got to concentrate on. But that's my 3 keys that I think to win the game.
Respect.
Look, Little Juice, Isaiah Williams could have a big game and Nebraska could still win. These other things, if you let Altmaier get outside the pocket and make plays with his legs, if you fall into the problem and get as many penalties as them, you do any of those things, you're going to lose the game. That's what I think.
Dang.
So my score pick is, or you want to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay. 27-21, the University of Nebraska at Lincoln.
Okay.
That's my pick.
Yeah. 27-21.
27-21, Nebraska beats Illinois.
I was going to say 21-14.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You picked 21-14 for the Louisiana Tech game.
I did.
Yeah. Here's something. I didn't tell you this stat before we picked, okay? But here. Nebraska has lost 5 straight games when heading into a bye week. Dang. They have a bye week next week. But, B-U-T, but the last time they won a game heading into the bye week was 2016 versus. Who do you think?
I'm trying to guess.
Who do you think? Who do you think? Illinois. The
right.
last time they won a game going into the bye week was 2016 versus Illinois.
Okay.
And who are they playing this week?
Illinois.
Hello.
Illinois.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's a win.
It could be. You never know.
Right, man.
They also don't have to worry about loud crowd. It's gonna be a Friday night. First of all, okay. The four-time
games be different.
Yeah, but they only have like about 40,000 people show up for their games.
For sure.
And with as poorly as they played against Purdue last week, and how they've been this season, I don't expect a lot of people to show up.
Yeah.
Nebraska may have a bunch of fans there because they have fans that live in Chicago.
Man.
So you never know.
Yeah.
Who's coming up next week? Did he say who's coming next week? Did Phil tell you?
No, we're trying to get. I think we're trying to get personnel, but I'm not sure.
Oh, Pearsonell. DPE, as his friends call him.
Right.
Special thanks to Cortney Grixby.
Yep, my guy.
Your guy.
Yeah.
Your guy. I like that.
Because Ronell, man.
I know.
It's my guy.
Executive producer, Phil McLean.
Yeah.
Who maybe did something or maybe he didn't. I don't know. We'll find out later. Technical director, Val Elvis.
That's my guy
too. I was worried about Val for a little while, but he's here.
He got it.
Production coordinator, Mac Pittman.
Yeah.
And then what's Meg's last name? It's a girl named Meg. Yeah. She does social media for us.
Yeah.
Last name was kind of complicated. Did he say Miklish?
I don't know.
Miklish?
Miklish.
That's harder than your last name.
Yeah.
If she got married to you and had to put a hyphen and be Miklish, what's your last name again? Shavrak.
He said Shavrak.
What was the name? What was the name of the little fries?
Low key. Hey,
what was the name of the fries?
Zach want to bust out laughing.
What was the name of the fries guy? Remember in the cartoon, he was the fry guy.
What cartoon?
What was it?
If you give me the cartoon, I can give you the answer.
Oh, what was the name? How many fry guys they got? A guy, he's actually like a thing of fries.
That's Cartoon Network.
Thank you, yes.
That's Cartoon Network.
Yeah, what was his name? Shylock? Something like that, right? Wasn't his name like Frylock?
That's on the Adult Swim, right? For sure.
Val Elvis Frylock.
My guy, Zach.
Thank you, Zach. And Zach, doing research for the show. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Want to remind you, never a bad time.
For Omaha State.
Giving or getting is great.
Yep.
Listen to this package you can get right now. 50% off. Mm-hmm. Free shipping.
Yep.
And on top of it, you can get 4 burgers.
And it sounds like a baby shower gift for me.
That sounds like a good one. This is called the Game Day Favorites Pack.
For sure.
On it, you have 2 16-ounce packages of fully cooked chicken wings.
Yeah.
1 12-ounce package of mini lobster grilled cheese.
That lobster hit.
Red Hook Ale beer battered shrimp. You get a 16-ounce package of that. You get artesian flatbread filet mignon cheesesteaks. You get another package of gourmet Franks, pigs in a blanket, and fully cooked beef meatballs. And remember, if you order now, you get a bonus 4 hamburgers for free.
It's crazy how you just saying it. I'm just like spacing off, just thinking about it being on the
Game
grill,
Day
bro.
pack. It's never a bad time, ever, to give or get Omaha Steaks.
Man.
It's a good thing to live by. Live by that. Take us away, Josh.
Hey, it's your boy Josh Jones with my man Michael Severe. You know how we do it. It's a Let It Fly show.